It is currently 1:55 p.m. and I remain at the same venue. So this is in reference to the documentation captured of the group stalking and monitoring the criminal system in violation of Title 18, and that which is the also expository with regard to the behavior, the ongoing behavior of the demon possessed. And this is the demon possession that you're witnessing through the people of the state and the Fontana Police Department who are in the specific environment. That's the maintenance of the light source, and the timestamp that I'm referencing is 1:53, and that's why I'm capturing this video, which a negligible difference. I'm in the same location where I just captured video of the impossible light in my office, which has nothing to do with the light source. But when you see that impossible light activity, it lets you know that the light source and not the sun is present. Okay, that's relevant. But it's also relevant for learning how demons stalk in the path. They stalk in the path through engineered light. 1:53 p.m. the Fontana Police Department demons are maintaining presence, and they're standing in a circle, and they're facing what are third-party group stalkers, the same demons. They're facing, in other words, precious pastillos. That this is the entity engaging in what is presence in the engineered environment, and the entity is talking to each other in the specific environment under the light source at the Fontana Lewis Library at 1:53 p.m. And even this timestamp where I'm capturing the light source over me while I am at the Fontana Lewis Library at 10 o'clock in the morning. This is 3 hours later at that same entrance, the same sidewalk, and the light source is not only still there, which is not going to be the sun, but it's also there over my head, while the demons who are group stalking, they're standing right across from me, right across the street in their police vehicles, bearing weapons, their backs to me, facing a teary-eyed third-party group stalker. All of them are demon possessed. They're monitoring, and there is no sun that will be over them, and this is the evidence of demon possession. When you look back at that video and you understand what you're looking at, you're also looking at criminal activity. It is criminal, in other words, for the entity to employ satanic methods of criminal monitoring and group stalking. It's unlawful to stalk. It's unlawful for the government to stalk you. It's unlawful for the entity to do so in ways that are reasonably determined to terrorize someone, harass them, okay, to torment them. Okay, that's what demonic activity is. So let me just give you a basic interpretation. This is ratcheted up beyond ordinary harassment. These are demons affiliated with police departments who are stalking and monitoring in the light, under the light source. It's not even the sun, because at the same time that there is not going to be any sun stationary at the same sidewalk where I'm present at 10:04 in the morning. If that's the same sidewalk I'm standing at 1:53 p.m. while you're looking at demons keep their back to me, and they're communicating a threat. They're focused on me, including the people of the state who you see in the video crying. They're monitoring. That's why the environment is there. That is the explanation for what is the scientific impossibility. That's why you're witnessing what is entirely unnatural. Okay? That's why I can look out this window at what is during the 11 o'clock hour, and also this same laundry room out the opposite window at what is 4:19. And you'll also remember the non-English speaking demon-possessed third-party group stalker. That's a lot of adjectives, but I include everything that they are in what I call them. When I was in this same laundry room in the morning, and this same exact light source is present during the 8 o'clock hour. That's all windows of the same laundry room. From 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 hours visible through the windows of the laundry room. And I'll remind you about all those videos. At no time is there going to be a sun over the Fontana Lewis Library. The entity is obsessively stalking by the demon-possessed law enforcement agency. That's what you see LAPD engaging in. That's what you see LAPD admitting to. They're admitting to it, literally. They're admitting to it. And that admission is going to be used against the people of the state. They're in this specific environment. The reason why the entity is following with an unnatural environment, the engagement in following with an unnatural environment, the practice of following with light is demonic. That's why you have engineered light in the office. This is how you stalk in the path with light, okay? Did you see that? This is how you stalk in the path with light. That's what that is, okay? This has nothing to do with, this is a method of engineered light. Understand, not only is it impossible when I'm breaking it down, the covering, the doorway, light not doing gymnastics, to bend underneath doorways and reach inside, no. That would actually be shaded. And I need you to start paying attention to your environment. Not only is this impossible light activity, so is this, which is entirely a separate method. Okay, so the entity is keeping the light source above as though this is sunlight that's supposed to be the direct result, and then you have what's just light manifesting, and all you have to do is pay attention. This is evidence of the presence of the light source, though, because where the light source is, which is not the sun, engineered light covers all of the land. That's speaking to the prosecution of the people of the state, everybody in relevant positions. So in other words, look at what I've uploaded to Google Drive with regard to the documentation of the addresses that span across the land, because they're all monitoring me while I'm in my office, and the entity is maintaining this impossible light activity. It's direct evidence against all of them when I prosecute them by name. And they're going to be added to a list of group stalkers maintained by the Department of Justice, including the Fontana Police Department, where the sun present over the Fontana Police, while I'm standing at the Fontana Lewis Library, then there's no sun here. And there's no sunlight inside of the office under any circumstances, but even entertaining the illusion, there's no sun at the Fontana Lewis Library while it's directly over me while I'm standing at the 1810 North Alvarado Street, and this is exactly where it's at. I am not also under the same sky space as the Fontana Lewis Library. All of this is covered. This is a matter of common sense. All right, and the entity engages in, because it cannot in any way address facts, or just engages in stalking in plain sight as though they're oblivious to you. But you know better. This is why you have light appearing out of nowhere. That's why it's here. The demon possessed are targeting you, and it's supposed to be some secret system. They look to the left and the right while the entity is group stalking by helicopters and airplanes. All manner of a scene of like warfare, okay? While they're just like, oh, do. These are psychopaths that have nothing to say. Believe me, they cannot address the facts. They can't address the facts. And they would like to falsely depict the targeted individual. But that's not going to work on me. That's not going to work. Understand the malice of the system. Okay, the malice of the demon possessed, and I want to be clear, that behavior of stalking you, that ongoing obsessive desire to remain in your path and stalking the light, while they look to the left and the right, that's going to have them subject to mental examinations and placed in mental facilities. That's a psychopath, and that's what you need to understand. They're engaging in a secret system, and even as the secret is exposed and nobody is any more ignorant about what's occurring under the light source, like you see the Fontana Police Department doing at 1:53 p.m., while they're bearing weapons, that's why they're going to federal prison. I read those license plates and who they are and what they reported to and what they wrote down to report what they engaged. They were monitoring, and they were posing an impermissible threat. Group stalking with the people of the state. That's how the people of the state monitor together. And Stephanie Ortiz summoning those demons to engage in what is harassing me while she's a whole sex offender, monitoring me while my panties are down inside of that venue where the entity's keeping a light source from day until evening while it's remaining here. At the same exact time as I document over and over again, to give you vivid illustration, it's remaining over on Alvarado Gardens, specifically 1810 North Alvarado Street for the chunk of the day, and then setting right here. Okay, and then they're aiming engineered light. This is the engineered light you see on my bedroom wall, magnified in size. This is not sunlight, and it's an ongoing emission. There's sex offenders following me with light. That's constructive presence in the light source. Excuse me, that's a constructive presence in my apartment while the Upland Police Department is being prosecuted through that ongoing direct evidence. And the Fontana Police Department and the Ontario Police Department and the Los Angeles Police Department are being directly prosecuted through that evidence. Direct evidence of a criminal monitoring system, and it's of a satanic nature, which is relevant for what is ratcheted up federal charges. This is terrorism, and it's also terrorism because the whole government is stalking you. That's terrorism by a government. And the United States government, I want to be clear, the state of California, government that's in the United States. Okay, so because California is doing it, it's a true statement that the government is engaging in terrorism in the United States, terrorizing American citizens. This is done in the secret, in the dark, in this country, and nobody knows about it. Okay, you're seeing them fly over me all day, all night. While I'm documenting, they're engaging in more of a threat. The most that they are doing while I captured on video is just, oh, I'm just going to fly over her and make a really, really loud noise of helicopter activity. But I want to be clear, as pathetic as it is, as I can speak to it, it's a very real threat to the life of the targeted individual who is subject to what is an unfathomable level of violation, okay, of every aspect of their person. Every aspect of their person, tangible and intangible. All right, and this direct evidence that's over my head, which is now, it's 2:03 p.m. and at 1:53 p.m. the entity is maintaining a light source over the Fontana Police Department. That's the malice. Those are psychopaths. That's the demon possessed. That's how the system of federal group stalking and monitoring works. Federal group stalking and monitoring is demonic activity. The demon possessed will keep their back to you. But I want to be clear, if you can imagine in your mind's eye the reality of what's going on while you're looking at their back, while they're looking as though they're consumed with putting their patient in their vehicle, and you're hearing helicopter activity in the background, you're looking at all manner of planes and the light source that's directly over your head in direct violation, okay, of common sense, science, and logic. And while the entity is concerned with everything, seemingly concerned with everything else but you, that is, if you can imagine in your mind's eye, this is the demon possessed who are in every way trying to make you feel as though you're the least important person, when actually you are the target, the very focus of everything that's going on, everything that you hear and everything that you see. And moreover, let me break this down for you. While they would like to appear disinterested, actually that's not, you don't appear disinterested at all. They are in the specific environment, which is a means of focusing on the targeted individual, Exhibit A. All right, and they are in that targeted environment, which by itself is an admission that you're targeting the target individual, and also they're engaging in activity creation in that engineered light that is stalking you in the path. While they look to the left and to the right and talk to hold the hand of a child, let me be clear, they're not actually, that's not a persuasive, and it's actually not the proper analysis of what you're looking at. The demon possessed wants you to look at their facial expressions and the fact that they appear to be doing something else. Actually, what you're looking at is the fact that it's a psychopath that hopes that you focus on that superficial veneer, while the reality of what you're looking at is somebody that is focused on maintaining presence around the targeted individual in that deliberately maintained environment. And this again is the ongoing importance of recognizing the environment that they're in. And so this is in every way state actors, the Fontana police, who are stalking me at the Fontana Lewis Library while keeping their back to me, and in every way communicating a threat, intentionally so, okay, exceedingly hostile. And that's why they're there, and that is the substance of their conduct as well. The environment and their presence bearing weapons. Whether you face me or whether you keep your back to me, your group stalking in that environment. And you intend to do so, and you intend to communicate an impermissible threat. They're going to federal prison. They're going to federal prison for a very long time. They're engaged in the same exact pattern of conduct, and I've shown you what is also at the same time not over the Upland Public Library, while those demons are at the Fontana Lewis Library under the light source, and I'm showing you the environment where LAPD is group stalking with the people of the state. All right, and that's how you prosecute an entity altogether. Altogether. It is currently 2:06 p.m. and this is the maintenance of the light source over building 1810, and this is the maintenance of impossible light activity inside of my office, and this is the environment that is present, showing what is a psychopath and a demon possessed one. That's Precious Bustillos, who you see crossing path and in every way demonstrating a focus on me because she's present in that environment, and that's the reality of why she's walking by. She's also engaging in what is criminal obstruction of justice, where those demons are monitoring you while they know that you're documenting it, and they intend to appear, and this is the thing, it's not persuasive anymore. It doesn't work against the target individual that is informed and is breaking down systematically the existence of the whole system, and then you'll watch the demons engage in it. And there's no persuasive appearance of presence under the light source. There's no persuasive appearance of normalcy in engineered light. And this is the environment that you're going to remember when you look at that tape of Precious Bustillos, who lives at a crime scene with children. Who likes to be the ongoing focus of what is the articulation for the ways in which and how long the people of the state deserve to be in federal prison, and the federal judge is going to give ear to me since I'm subject to it, and I'm explaining it, and I am logically breaking it down, and I'm also proving it. Nothing that I'm talking about is anything that you cannot see for yourself. Okay, that's the reality of a psychopath that engages in that criminal act of obstruction of justice, and she routinely engages in that in concert with her children. This is Precious Bustillos of 1812, number 1. While you threaten the life, and this is what I'm saying, the ordinary target individual, were I representing them in court, you're talking about prolonged time. That's the government that has the audacity to threaten you in your face and tell you, I don't care about the fact that you're enforcing your rights. That's the legal significance of that, the substance of that conduct. All right, and they're doing it while she does that. Let me be clear, it's prosecuting the Fontana Police Department. They're going to federal prison, and so are the Upland Police Department. You're disbanding them. They're demons that are targeting American citizens in this country, and unfortunately this is terrorism that's underway in the United States. All right, and it's a violation of human rights, and it's absolute hypocrisy, and it does shed darkness on our stance in this country, excuse me, in the world actually. But anyway, it is currently 2:08 p.m. and this is P.O.C.